What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the NXT review on January 14th, 2024. And we got so much to talk about here. Like, we got two new number one contenders for two different women's championships. Which we're gonna get into very soon. We got a very solid women's, tag team match, and then the opener, which is the other number one contenders match, and we also have we also got a tease of a champion versus champion match, and also some other outside feuds that they have generally before they tease this title for title feud, and also. One other thing we saw, when we saw a NXT return from a main roster wrestler, which we're going to get into later, much more later onto this video and much more. But we're going to start things off with a recap of NXT New Year's Evil, with the three new champions, and with The Rock making his first ever appearance in the developmental brand. But it's where fans started chanting, "Oh, but." This word and but then while they're saying this hook phrase, where it's and this word in Femi's destiny will always arrive when the ruler is around. And it now has arrived in my favor. And it's time to take my rightful place, as the NXT champion. And he's you know what, maybe I may not. But he's maybe I might not win much more a title such as major as this, but God will, I believe I could do this, what I just did. It's where fans we like the sound of those inspiring words. And it's where Open Film's and ever since I ran to these yards, I told everybody that I'm gonna be going back to back, and that's exactly what I did. And there's some wrestlers do gimmicks, jokes, and catchphrases. I know a guy just put the work in day in and day out, in what he said, day in, day out, and do exactly what a champion would actually do. And then and that's why I'm or something like that. He's and that's why I'm your champion to this day right here, but. Or something like that. What he said exactly in specifics. His word, what they can. Ever since he walked through these doors, he's I knew he was all about destiny. He's and then this word started naming down the list ever since winning the NXT the NXT what they got breakouts tournament, and then cashing in to become the NXT North American Championship, and from upgrading from that to the NXT Championship. That's where fans start chanting, "You deserve it." That's where okay, thank you so much. But let's this word is let me get okay. I appreciate the comments. He was but I gotta get to the point while I'm out here. And that is about this belt, and which is the NXT Championship. I just want to remember, I acknowledge Trick Williams. He did put a hard work on his championship. When he was the champ, he set many records as a champion. But just like every one of those guys out in that locker room, he had the ceiling. And Obafemi, has no ceiling. That's blocking or guarding him. And he's a really piece of work, isn't he? That's where he's an Eddie Thorpe. He is he's the cockroach that will never ever die. He's the gun that's sitting on your stoop. I don't know what Eddie is, but Eddie, I don't know, issue my final warning. Go to somebody else and annoy them in that locker room out there. But don't ever come back to me again. It's or else you're gonna end up worse than what I did to you last week. But this is where Tony D'Angelo came out to interrupt him, and that's where they kind of teased that they could revisit this feud, but this time with not only for the North American Championship, but also for the NXT Championship. This is where what's that? Tony D'Angelo's I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to congratulate you, because you're in the front seat now. So So listen, Oba, like I was in the back of the family. Like we were listening to you that you were talking about all these accomplishments. Like in one of those things that's actually my favorite is that you were the longest reigning champion of this said belt that I'm holding right now. And it's like the rule again that may but yeah, now you're the ruler one while the Don is at number two. Like you see, there's no question about it. Like in what did the Don of NXT ads like on the promo, like with him like teasing a title for title match. I'm trying to remember it particularly. And this is where then Tony D'Angelo then also add while complimenting him, he was like yeah, when I decided to go after that championship, like you and I both know, like I'm gonna walk out of that ring. Where's that double? Is the one is the double title? Like no, let me rephrase that. Like it's double title Don. Well, he didn't say it like that, but he did say double title Don. I just corrected my own self. But it's where Obafemi's like responds like, yeah, that's amazing. Like to see that. Like okay, like. But that's where it's like, but then like a few weeks ago, you got dropped on your ass by Santa Claus. Then this is where I start cracking. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Even though that's very brutal. And but it's where then but it's where we got Obafemi did also after saying that. Like, which I get back the Goofy Wrestling Award of the night. This is where it's like, so if I was you, Tony, like I'll be stop worrying about like this NXT championship a lot more, and care about the North American champion even more. Like, and find another chump to bother. Like, this is where then, when what's his name? What's Obafemi then said that's where we got. What's his name? Tony Angelo said in response to like, listen, like nobody's gonna get out of the Don without any consequences. Like I'll take care of Ridge later. And right after he mentioned him, I don't know how that Ridge Holland like quickly came out right after he mentioned him by name. But yeah, he knows the wrestling rule book like very well. Then he came out there, hey Tony, like how you do like yeah. Like you're looking more better than the last time I saw you while cracking up. Before I begin, like I thought I might give you a little late Christmas gift right here, which was Ridge Holland standing over the lifeless body of Tony D'Angelo. That's where Tony D'Angelo's like, oh, that's absolutely funny, and thank you, Ridge. How about I sign it for you? This way, walks right out of the ring, rolls out, and this way he tried to sign it, but Ridge Holland's like realized what kind of signing he meant, but not with a pen, like rather with his punching device. That's where then he ducks out of it, but he ends up getting speared by what's his name, Tony D'Angelo. This is where they start brawling right in the ring until security referees broke it up and tried to take him right to the back, even though they were still fighting. This is where Eddie Thornton came out and attacks what's his name. It just blindsided what's his name, Obafemi, which I guess he's trying to don't care about the what Obafemi's warning because he don't feel intimidated. Is where he grabbed the strap that he normally uses, where he wrapped it, balled it around his right arm and hit him with a big right fist right in the back of Obafemi's head after drop kicking him, tripping him over, hitting him face first right onto the canvas. That's where he held up the NXT championship. And I guess this is the feud leading him forward, like for the NXT championship. And also Obafemi's next challenger for that title. Who do you think is going to be walking out of the future event in that championship? And most importantly, where exactly they're going to be having this said title match? I guess this is the best way to have Obafemi defended against his newly won NXT championship before he goes into a rematch with Trick Williams, which that probably leading up into NXT Stand and Deliver. I think it could be at Vengeance Day, I guess you could say. Like get it, like the storyline is about like getting justice and revenge. So why not put in that pay-per-view? But But it's where Ethan Page then interrupted a conversation with Dante Chan and Owens with him calling himself that he's the most popular man in NXT because he talked to DJ, and this was like, and y'all probably know him as The Rock. And I was like, well, just because you met The Rock does not mean you're gonna be famous, like just out of the blue. But it's where Ethan Page is like, and you know why? I'm famous. This where the this is what Dante changed our answer his question. It's like it doesn't matter with him sounding like The Rock. Well, not exactly, but with him use the catchphrase. But it's where then Ethan Page said like what that smell like? It smelled like if somebody just passed in gas or farting or whatever. But really, he just said like yeah, it's jealousy in this locker room. That's where Dante Chan was like, who wants to be jealous of you? Like, we're not jealous of you. We're obnoxious of you. Like, because this is what he told Ethan Page said, and after what you did to Javon and Cedric, like that was totally distasteful. This is where Ethan Page like, man, like I used to thought what people think. Like, but what reason why you did not like that? Is it because was it that this is what he's like, is it because that is it because that I broke his jaw? Is it the fact that he cannot eat solid food at the moment? I don't know. What is it what he can't eat solid food? What's the other thing? No, like that's not neither. It was actually last week, like when you were to hear talk to the wire, like that was trying to hold his mouth. He hold his mouth in place. This is where then Dante Chan pushes him right back a couple of steps, and this is where then luckily we got Hank and Tank and Oro Menza and the other babyface guys in the locker room to make sure that they break up any potential fights and try to keep the peace. This is where then Ethan Page you're gonna basically just said I'm not going to even let that bother me because you just made the worst decision that you could possibly ever have done. That's where I think he even challenged him in the match, which it was official by Ava. This is where we got the match, one of the number one contenders match, but it's for the NXT Women's North American Championship. It was Stephanie Vaquer and Shotzi. That's right. Yes, ma'am and sir. But let's get into the match, which I would say, on my opinion on the take of it, I'd say that these women did a super tremendous job. So I'll say, why not the silver trophy of the night? I'd say if it probably wasn't for the tag team championship match, I would with the men's tag team championship of the NXT, I would say this would probably get number one if you ask me, if I'm being completely honest when it comes to match types. But it's where we got the Dark Angel and the Bossy Badass thing going at it with wrist locks right into each other, which it started with Stephanie, but this is where we got Shotzi did one of her own. This is where Stephanie then countered, did almost a stunner maneuver. This is where she snap measure, rolled side to side. This is where Shotzi did a wrist lock, rolled over. This is where then he goes face to face with the. This is where both women went face to face. This is where then Vaquer was I like you. I like you. I like you, Shotzi. You're exactly like a competitor that I want to fight. And this is where they try to go over again. This is where we had half the fans chanting for Vaquer. This is where the other half a chant for Shotzi. This is where we got a wrist lock right on to got sent right to the bottom right side. Then Shotzi tried to go for a clothesline, but this is where we got Vaquer to try to go for a wheelbarrow, kind of schoolgirl, but this is where she gets denied with a counter by Shotzi. Shotzi tried to go for a wheelbarrow, but Vaquer kicks out. This is where then we got what's the name? Stephanie Vaquer grab onto the leg of Shotzi. This is where she go for look like she's about to go for a curly Achilles lock, but this is where they're about to turn into a figure four sharpshooter, but this is where Shotzi countered it into her own version of a sharpshooter, which when she caught something else, obviously, because she had her back run onto what's her name's back, Stephanie McCurse. And that's where then she was face first on the ground. Is where we got her going for like a backslide of some sort to roll her over for a pin. But this is where we got the Kurt, the counter out. This is where she tried to go for a clothesline. But Shotzi ducks out way, hits a step up insecurity right onto what's her name to the Vicur. This is where she tossed her right to the bottom right side or left side actually. This is where she tried to go for like a triangle lock of some sort. I'm not sure what exactly, but it's where Shotzi started rolling up. This is where then we got. This is where we got Shotzi start bending Vicur's neck back. This is where the referee was like, all right, let go. And it was kind of like 1, 2, 3. And this is where Shotzi let go at 3. This is where she goes for a crossbody. This is where she landed that maneuver, but Vicur didn't kick out at 2.2. Then Shotzi was looking like, yeah, I know that was a too generic maneuver to put her away. Like, but I need to find a move that's actually going to get me that 3 count. This is where then she Irish whipped her right back in the corner. But Vicur reminded Shotzi that lightning does not strike twice in professional wrestling. This is where then she went right into the we're trying to go for an attack. But this is where she didn't go for a spot, but she gets kicked right into the face. But that's where she didn't take a page out of her own playbook and then a very dangerous what's it called dragon screw, which she did to the same girl that Shotzi used to have beef with in WWE. Well, in kayfabe, that is, when they were on SmackDown back like 3.5 years ago, was it? But yeah, this is where we got Stephanie Vicur. Then yeah, she did that, trying to mess up that leg. This is where she went face first right onto the canvas with Shotzi, right into the middle of the floor. This is where we got the powerful force and all of professional wrestling came on. And that is the commercial break. Well, right after that, Shotzi rolled out into the left side of the ring, trying to take a little bit of a breather. But once the advert went off, this is where we saw Shotzi was went right back on top of control in the offense, making a comeback. This is where she started hitting some slide strikes, discus boots. This is where it strove for a pin, but this is where it was almost a close one. This is where it was like 2.8 count when she tried to go for a pin. I forgot to tell you, she had a sliding hurricane run right before she started hitting them strikes. But this is where Stephanie Vicur hits her with what's that called? The layout, I guess that with the boot right into the face and lemon right into the. This is where the Kurt tried to go for double knees to the face, but this is where we got Shotzi then move right away, right on time, hit the sliding senton right into the face of Stephanie Vicur. This is where. This is where Shotzi tried to go for a German suplex, but this is where we got Stephanie Vicur to try to hang on to the ropes. This is where then what's her name noticed this. Shotzi did. This is where she hit the double chicken wing version of the German suplex, but only got a 2.999999999 double triple nine minus 2.1 away from being 3. I was like, this is not even her signature move, and she almost got her with the 3 count with that maneuver alone. And this is where referee Shotzi and even Vic Joseph and Booker T. The wipes. It should be in the bedroom. Excuse me for a moment.
Because I didn't want to. Did you have the wipes or no?
I remember doing either in the living room, in the couch, or back here.
Did you change his poopy ever?
Yeah, it was like earlier this afternoon or morning.
Why is it taking so long? Let's need some damn wine.
Is she okay?
Yeah.
She ain't allergic, is she? It was like halfway. Right. There wasn't much I used from the old one.
The fact that so you used the fact that I only had a few wipes left?
Yeah, it had like a few wipes in it. Probably 5 of them. Yeah.
If he just bought a pack of wipes the other day at Walmart, and I can't find them. Actually, I know where the pack of wipes is.
Oh. Come on.
So here's that new pack of wipes.
All right, assassinators, I'm back here. Back to the Shotzi and Stephanie Vicur match. What happened? But yeah, how do I say? This is where we got. This is where we got another. Probably go for another cannonball tip, Shotzi. But she totally forgot the lightning does not strike twice yet again. Like somebody called Britney Spears. This is where we got a boot right to the bottom left side by Stephanie McCurry, goes for double knees to the face onto Shotzi. This is where we got. This is where what happened. This is where we got JC Jane and interfered, but this is where both Shotzi and Stephanie McCurry agreed to bring the troublemaking what they call it, fatal influence in the ring. It's where they double headbutted her, even though she was begging for mercy and trying to let her go. Like, but she got in this mess. She should but she got what she was coming to her. But this is where both women got. This is where then what they call. That's where they were back to work, like to see who is going to get a spot. Enter JC Jane's teammate. That's where then Stephanie McCurry then hang on to this is where Stephanie hang Shotzi right into the face first, right into the middle ropes into the left side. But this is where like once Stephanie McCurry was about to hit her with a running attack move right there, corner back going to the diagonal corner into the right side. This is where she gets whacked right into her back, right into Fallon Henley with her NXT Women's North American Championship. This is where she's like, my back. This is where Shotzi did not know what happened, so she just thought that she was just distracted rather than getting hit. Like otherwise, she wouldn't have just quickly tried to take advantage like that way. But she gets the surprise roll-up victory with the 1-2-3, and your new number one contender, Shotzi, which I wish it was Stephanie McCurry though, but unfortunately, like it wasn't her, but fortunately it was Shotzi, and it's going to be a very interesting match. Some might say this is going to be a very odd. It's going to be an odd. It's an odd decision for WWE to be going to this direction, but it really probably don't matter because if she's going to be a full-timer on NXT, like I would not have a problem to see her try to get a shot at that said women's championship. But let me know in the comments below who's going to be walking out in the feature event for that title, which I believe is going to be next week. And do you think there'll be Shotzi becoming the new NXT North American champion, or do you think Fallon Henley's going to remain as champion? But that's where Kalani Jordan then start teasing more of her potential heel turn with all the women talking to her, including Ruka and Zarya. Like things are gonna turn around. So Kalani Jordan hopefully that does. This is where the Zarya's like no, like this where she's like. That's what it's like. You're the one, she's like, but you can change the tie. Like, you just need some good motivation. That's what Cora Jade's like the only Cora Jade's that Cora Jade's like the only. That's what's like the only. This was Zarya was trying to encourage her to use her loss as motivation. This is where Cora Jade's like the only motivation that she should be is getting back in the line where she belongs. This is where it's like this is where then what's her name? Connie Jordan's like don't get me started, Cora. This is where the Cora Jade's like those go well. What this act like you're not gonna do nothing. Just like you're gonna like that like you. This is where she was like I have no doubt that I'm gonna win any championship before you win another like in the future. Like you have all the attitude and all the opportunity. Like you're still the same little girl from Michigan State, and you're not gonna win any championship ever again. But this is where she gets slapped. This is where Kalani Jordan slapped the taste out of Cora Jade's mouth. She was like, for your information, I am not that same little girl from Michigan. And this is where then she went out of the locker room. This is where they get their match later on in the night. And then let's just say this match was very tremendous. And hopefully the next time they will be fighting when one of them actually do become champion, which I can see happening, which I hope it will be Kalani, because she's starting to be a fan favorite. Even though like it's been so oddly surprising that Cora Jade has never held singles gold yet, which I think that's way past overdue in my opinion. But let me know about this mini feud in the comment section right down below. But moving on, we got Stephanie McCurry that went right. They sort of went right into backstage trying to look for any of the members of Pure Fusion Collective. That's where we got the producers and what that and the rest of the staff were backstage where did you start asking where are they? But it's where and this is where they did not notice where like they're basically useless and start looking around and start look for the fatal influence, like go influence hunting, I guess you could say. But this is what Obafemi was trying to was trying to beg Ava for a shot against what's his name Eddie Thorpe for the challenges NXT. This was like I'm gonna eliminate him in the next time. See, this is where Ava's like yeah, as much as frustrated as you are, and as much as I like to agree with you with that, but this is what Obafemi's like. We need to take care of this Eddie problem. This one and Ava's like, but at the same time, like we're like, I cannot do it in this way because like I don't reward bad behavior. Like, so we are not going to be doing this. This is when Obafemi was keep insisting that he should give him a shot, just not because to give him a shot opportunity for you. He's like, I'm just going to give you this last one. But this one Robert Stone tried to cheer him up, saying like big guy, cheer up, like Eddie, don't let him up. That's what he said. Like don't let him get you all riled up. Like he's just a little chump. And that's what Obafemi did grab onto him. Like if he's like a dorky nerd in high school and then put him right up on the back. This is where put him on the wall. This is where that's what Obafemi is like I don't want to hear no cheer ups right now. The only thing I want to hear is to get a shot against Eddie Thorpe. This is where the Abe was like, all right, I will give you that opportunity against Eddie Thorpe. This is where he let him go. This is where we got what's his name? Stevie Turner was cracking it there like even though that was very hilarious, but like I think you went a little too hard letting him go like that. Like it is where then it's been announced that it will be indeed Eddie Thorpe taking on Obafemi for the NXT Championship. Who do you think will walk out of the Performance Center as champ? Let me know in the comments down below in the next 7 days. But I mean, yeah, about that in the next 7 days. But that's where I got Dante Chan taking on Ethan Page. And this match, I'll say, at its average, I guess you could say. And I mean that in a good way. Like, it probably couldn't get any better, like considering this is just a throwaway feud, like because just to add like another victim into All Ego Ethan Page's list, like on who to break, like while being in this new year, in this new era of him being on NXT, which I sure hope he does make it to the main roster and eventually feuds with the chick magnet wrestler, like and. Like all because that he screwed him out of his NXT championship. That's where Ethan Page came in and attacked about just waiting for an extra 5 seconds for him to get ready for his match. That's where he started laying him out with a few, like probably half a dozen blows right into the middle of the ring. That's where then the referee's like, whoa, what are you doing? Like that. That's not how the way you go. That's where we got Ethan Page to try to go for an attack, but it's where we got. It was Dante Chan. Yeah, Dante Chan didn't care like about being a nice guy anymore. This is where he started laying him out with some punches, like repeatedly right into the face on the All Ego. This is where he sent him face for right to the bottom right side. This is where then he ducked off a clothesline, hit the elbow and the uppercut, and followed that up with a super kick right to the left side, then the right side, then the top corner side, hit a pump boot right to the face. This is where then we got what's his name? Dante Chan was trying to take a breather, but it's where we got Ego's cutter out of nowhere. Like if he's trying to give the RKO a run for its money for the 1, 2, 3 winner of this match, All Ego Ethan Page. And this was kind of a little too short, but still was was something that you could add onto the roster and add another victim into the locker room. At least giving something. They also gave something for Dante to do, and not being in catering for the whole show. But this is where we got Ollie going to Page grab onto the foot of Dante Chan, and then he took the boot out by unlacing the laces. This is where then he took off the boot. This is where he had his sock on. Like I was surprised that Ethan Page did not take that off, but it's where he dragged him right into the behind the similar steel steps into the upper left side. It's where he then trapped it. This is where Ethan Page is like you like I try to be nice to you, Dante. That is where the Dante's like, no, don't do this. Like let me go. This is where Ethan Page like you let me know. This is where he drop kicked him. It drop kicked the similar steel steps back in place and trapping Dante Chan right in this. This is where then. This is where then Booker T tried to take up for his side. He's just taking care of business, Vic. And this is where Vic Joseph like, what? Like I don't understand what does him torturing his opponents have to do with him taking care of business? Like I don't know what this organization he's running, but it doesn't seem legal. And this Vic Joseph responded, I was like, yeah, I totally agree. Like because he could get somebody killed for doing this. Well, in kayfabe, that is, not in real life. But it looked like that was going to be the end of that. Like, and until he's probably going to be hunting the dude to find his other victim. But luckily, he got a surprise from the Ghost of Christmas Past because it was Javon Evans that came out of nowhere trying to get some revenge. This was Javon Evans started laying him out with some fists right after he attacked him, jump on him, throw him right in the ring, started continuing some fists until he gets hit right to the left side of his jaw. This is where Ethan Page, it was like, give me a damn smile for me. Smile for me. Sounded like if he's like a more sadistic version of the Joker. He's like, yeah, give me the smile now. And this is where fans are booing him. And yeah, he's doing a really good job playing this a-hole heel gimmick. And I sure hope he has the similarities as soon as he gets called up to the main roster, which I think it will be. It's only just a matter of months. Like, just give it probably by the draft at the 2025 WWE draft, like at the end of April. No, not the end, probably the beginning of May, actually. Considering towards the end of April is where WrestleMania is going to be taking place, but. Is where we got a vignette of Julia addressing her chapter into NXT's new era in the women's division, which she calls it the Julia era. Is where did she what she started off with like with her this was her main goal is to be in WWE like with her time wrestling in Japan and probably plenty of other places around the world. Like she's finally living a dream life, and now she's about to be the biggest star in the business. But we're gonna get. I'll say. But before I get into and continue talking about more about this, I want to talk about Deion Livingston. Went up to the what's the name, the Obafemi that just came out of the office of Ava. This where he was congratulations. I never got a chance to tell you. This is where he thanked Deion Lennox. This is where the Livingston asked this one thing. This is where Oba was like, okay, what was that? And this is where he's like one day maybe I'll be challenging for that chip. This is where he shook his hand but even if it does happen, it's definitely gonna be coming back. This is where then we got Sean Spears to try to slow down Adriana Rizzo from meeting with her D'Angelo brothers. This is where Sean Spears like, Miss Rizzo, like you understand the value of the family, but the family don't understand the value of you. This is where Adrian Rizzo like, Spears, for the last time, stop talking to me. This is where Izzy Dane was like, this is where she was like I don't know how many times I tell you I don't need you, and for Adriana Rizzo, like she sure as hell doesn't need you. This is where Sean Spears was like, oh. He was like, okay, in case y'all change y'all's mind, this is where Adrian Rizzo was like, what's that about? I could have done it by myself. This was just like, oh, I thought I might return the favor for what your brother did. This is where she walked out of there. This is where we saw a segment between what's her name, Carmen Petrovic, and what's his name, and Ashante the Adonis. This is where you like, I got your text earlier. This is where she's like, yeah, it's where he responds like, yeah, I'm not gonna be playing around. Like this is the new year, new era, new everything. Like I'm gonna start. I want to start this year fresh. This is where then she. This is where then she. This is where then she like, oh really? Like yeah, like interesting. This is where then. This is where then. What's his name? Ashante the Adonis is like yeah, like this is where then he gave her a rose by lifting it up right from the Lord Menacing Returns, whatever that means. But this where then she pulls him and she basically kissed him. Needless to say, I guess you could say, which Booker T was well invested in this. Like if it's the noon soap opera that comes on your local news station, I guess you could say that's also a place where you watch your convenient shows, I guess you could say. Like tonight on NXT, it was on a local news channel, I guess you could say, kind of channel, news station like channel, which is the CW's kind of like. But anyways, this is where we got. That's where Booker T thinks it's like 12 o'clock noon, but I know that it's 7. It's like I don't know, like 8. Yeah, it was like 8 p.m. Which is Eastern timing, like I should say, right? And the championship, like if it's like the Japanese wrestling company that she used to wrestle for, like where the but let's but this is where we move on into the next news, and let me know in the comment section right down below, like who's the next challenger, like if it's not Roxanne Perez in a rematch, of course, but it seemed like she's gonna be. It seems like she's already moved on from Julia, considering like what we're gonna be seeing next. But we're gonna be talking about. The women's tag team number one contenders match, which was the Meta Girl taking on the Unholy Union. And I'll say these women deserve the bronze trophy for this match. And they keep going for this quick reminder to us assassinators and assassin himself, giving them a reminder that they keep continuously, even though we know this, but they keep giving a reminder that this is the number one women's division in all of pro wrestling, even over the all women's Japanese promotion. But we're gonna start off with well, who was it? Was it like I believe it was Alba Fire and Jackson, with them going for a wrist lock, which Alba Fire was winning the battle. That's where she started going forward and back. This is where Jakar Jackson was begging, like, please let me go. This is where Alba Fire's like, no, like, I'm not quite done yet. This is where we got, what's her name? Jakar Jackson flipped right out of it by putting her arm back in place and started going for a wrist lock onto Alba Fire. Alba Fire swatted her hands away and chopped her right into the chest. This is where she gets hit right back, like if she's the female Gunther, because she felt mocked. This is where then we got Alba Fire tried to go for a slap again right to the chest of what's her name? Jakar Jackson. This is where she slapped her in the chest. This is where she go for a springboard and do an arm drag and followed up with a missile drop kick. It's where she tagged in her bougie bully partner, while Alba Fire tagged in what's her name? Her partner, Isla Dawn. This is where they end up both getting shoulder tackle each time, like by the bougie bully herself, which is Lash Legend. This is where did she grab on the arm onto Isla Dawn, like if she's the female Undertaker. This is where did she did a wrist lock twist, like it lifted up in the air. This is where did she try to this is where when she let her go, this is where Isla Dawn tried to go for clothes on. This is where she keep getting her arm get twisted up like if it's a limb pretzel, I guess you could say. But this is where we got Lash Legend going for a splash. This is where we got Jakar Jackson is like, hey, like Albie, and this is where then she didn't hit the running hip attack when she got tagged in by Lash Legend. This is where then Jakar Jackson, or should I say Miss Jackson, which even though she's not associated with the Outcast, I guess you could call her that. But this is where we got again and this is where she got forearm strike right into the face by what's her name? What's her name? Jakar Jackson. This is where she ducks out her clothesline when she was coming from the right side. This is where she hit the sling blade right out of nowhere, right to the top corner slide, hit the cartwheel elbow drop. This is where we this is where she gets the pin. This is where we got Then where did she grab onto what's her name Iowa down this where did she bring her right to her corner in the upper left side, tags in Lash Legend, went for a body slam. This is where then we got Jakar Jackson go for a wheelbarrow right on the Lash Legend. It gets dropped right into the middle of the ring. This is where we got Lash Legend try to go for a pin, but it's where she barely got a 2 even count because Iowa Dawn was very eager at kicking out. This is where we got Lash Legend picking her up. This is where she tried to go for a 5-woman's carry, but this is where she ends up getting elbow drop right to the side of her head. This is where we got Iowa Dawn started hitting her with left, right, right, and left. This is where we got. That's where that Lash Legend then wave right into the right corner side. This is where she gets hot shotted by Alba Fire when the referee wasn't looking. This is where we got Lash Legend trying to swing right back at her, but this is where she stepped right back. Maybe smart move from the Scottish women's wrestler. This is where she starts stomping right on to Lash Legend. This is where she gets tagged in by Isla Dawn by stomping on her in the right hands. This is where the Isla Dawn, I'm not done with you. This is where she elbows her right into the face. This is where Isla Dawn's like, should I tag you back in or should I continue fighting? This is where Alba Fire, how about you just continue to just hit her with some strikes where we got Alba Fire eventually gets tagged in after she did hit her with a couple of elbows and forearm strikes right to the midsection of Lash Legend. This is where we got Alba Fire to start stomping on her when she gets tagged in, but this is where she gets tagged right back. This is where we got Isla Dawn about to hit her with like a reverse version of the Boston Crab right into the right corner side ropes with them getting tangled right to the middle ropes and the rest of the ropes till Lash Legend then counter out of it by kicking Alba Fire right into the face. This is where then we got Alba Fire trying to go for a sleeper, but this is where she gets slammed right to the left side. This is where we got Isla Dawn and try to crawl right up on the shoulders of the Bougie Bully. And this is where she goes. Thank you. A crossbody. This is where she ends up getting hit right into the face by into the turnbuckle, however. This is where we got Isla Dawn going for a double meteor right into the face onto Jakar Jackson. This is where we got Alba Fire went for a duck out of a clothesline. This is where Lash Legend to try to catch her, but this is where she ends up getting hurt and rolling very quickly. This is where we got Alba Fire's like, I got her right down right into the left side. This is where we got Alba Fire jumping right up in the upper left corner turnbuckle, hit the swanton. This is where they got Alba and Isla was like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. And this is where both women were down. This is where Isla Dawn's like you women are nothing. Like everybody like in the back here and in the main roster might think they see some in you, but we still see that y'all are just a pinch of greenness. This is where that's where they threw him right back in the ring eventually, but it's where they had to get back in their post. That's where we got Alba Fire was doing like a disarmed her like maneuver, but the only thing different between hers and the man's version of the move that Alba Fire was standing while Becky does it with her knees down. Yeah, like I mentioned her by name that did not sign a contract, but let's just say that there's been rumors and speculation and reports that she has resigned with the company, so don't have a cow. But this is where we got her going for a pin, but this is where we got what's her name? Well, after she did, I'm gonna try and attempt to go for a pin on to Jakar Jackson, but this is where it ended up not happening. But this is where she tagged Isla Dawn. I was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna make a difference. Like when they tried to attempt to go for a pin with her, but she still kicked out at 2.6. That's where we got Lash Legend and went for a make a comeback right on to Alba Fire. That's where she almost got the win, and she probably would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Alba Fire's meddling unholy sister that was there, happened to be in the ring. And that's where we got a chop block by Alba Fire, which that was the best way to put down the Bougie Bully. This is where she go for a tornado DDT, dipping right to the left corner rope. This is where Fire gets tossed right to the left side. When Lash Legend intercepted, she hit her with a devastating clothesline. This is where we got Isla Dawn to try to go for a crossbody. We got Lash Legend and body slams her again. Double lucky here, or maybe double whammy, make it a double whammy, I should say. It's where we got Jakar Jackson going for a crossbody onto Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This is where we got That's where we got what's her name, Jakara Jack trying to go for a pin, but it's only got her 2.3 count. That's where we got Last Legend getting knocked over by Miss Fire. This is where she then start kneeing Jakara Jackson. She gets tagged in by Isla Dawn. This is where Isla then go for a backstabber right onto the what's her name, Jakara Jackson. While Alba Fire goes for like the air that rolling arrow, I guess you could call. That's where then we got 3, like, and they probably would have if it wasn't for that meddling bully that pushes what's her name, Alba Fire right into her partner to stop the pin. This is where she gets cold breaker by what's her name. This is where she gets cold breaker by what's her name, Isla Dawn. But it's where we got Jakara Jack to hit her with a forearm strike. This is where we super kick by Alba Fire. Was it? Yeah. But yeah, and this is where we got Lash Legend waiting for her to turn around. This is where she was like, yeah, you're gonna pay for that. This is where Alba Fire was like, oh no, like please don't harm me. This is where she was acting all alone because Isla Dawn was just right behind her. This is where then she flip over the ropes. This is where she went to the outside. This is where we got Alba Fire, what's it called? Snapmare Jakara Jackson into a super kick by Isla Dawn. This is where Isla Dawn tried to go over a sidewalk, reverse sidewalk slam, but this is where it gets countered into a backliner. This is where we got both women were trying to go for the tag, like with Isla Dawn tags in Alba Fire, while Jakara Jackson was on her way to tag in what's the name, Lash Legend. It's where she goes for. It's where she goes for a tag. It's where she got Alba Fire try to go for. It's where once Jakara Jackson, right after she tags in Lash Legend, is where Alba Fire thought she was still the legal woman in the match. This is where she kicked by tournament. This is where she blocked. This is where she was in great position to hit her with the gory slam. But this is where Lash Legend came in, hit her with a pump kick like the Isla Dawn, like because she cannot hit her with that double team face plant maneuver, like even if Jakara Jackson was the legal woman, but this is where we got. That's where we got Jakara Jackson hit a sunset flip, flipping her over right into a wheelbarrow to Lash Legend hit her with like like a face plant. That's where she waited for what's her name, the Jakara Jackson to hit the cutter to get the 1, 2, 3, and they will indeed be facing Bianca and Naomi for the women's tag team championship, which I assume they'll probably be in SmackDown, if not on NXT. But we're gonna have to wait and see about that. But I'd say for 2 reasons, like the reason why I'll be on SmackDown is reason number 1, because it seems like WWE is waiting for the right time to book them to be in the how to officially put them on the main roster, and the best way to do it is to have them challenge for the women's tag team championship, and then where we can see the Meta Girls will fight them for that particular reason, and then like in either way, if they do win or lose, they're still going to be remain as you're going to be officially a main roster tag team. Well, I would say, well, actually, but I'll say either way they're going to be getting. But the point is, they're going to get the shot, and then maybe they'll be likely getting the championship opportunity. And secondly, this is where we can see who was. This is where we can see the returning of Jade Cargill. This is where this is where she'll come out. This is where then. And point out who exactly attacked her by giving a deafening stare to either Bianca or Naomi, which they are the potential mysteries that are the mistress, I guess you could say, mistress. I'm not sure how to describe that, but this is where it could be a perfect distraction, so the Meta Girls could get them in position of defeating them for the women's tag team championship. And that's where we can see Jay Cargill coming back, because they did say she's training back in the ring, and that's where they can see. We can see like her see them become women's tag. And this is where we can see Jay Cargill come back. This is where we can start a feud like with one of the women, so they can, with one of the girls, I should say, with Bianca or Naomi, so they can have a future match at WrestleMania. But But we're gonna have to wait and see about that. But let me know about that in the comments below. But this is where we got Alexis King was like, yeah, thank you so much, because he got his name engraved with the plaque with his name on it right into the Heritage Cup. This is where it is like that's the final boss like of NXT. Like, yeah, this is totally professional. This is where Charlie Dempsey did they was like, yeah, congratulations. This is where Vince Sinclair. This is where then Vince Sinclair was like he purposely low blowed you with his own head. This is where Charlie Dempsey was like no excuses, Win. Win was like, no, like that's where the Vince Sinclair was like, it's not about the excuse, it's about the fact about the matter. Like he should have been disqualified, like because it was like sudden death and he like should be loose. That's where Vince Sinclair's like, no, like maybe it's just me or no, I'm hearing something. This where that you're and that is like rematch. Rematch where what Ava eventually got annoyed from this repeated words from the female member of the Pure Fishing Collective. The No Quarter Catch Crew. What am I even talking about? I'm thinking of whatever. But Ava was like, you know what? Now that you're mentioning this, and if you you really want the match for the tag team championship, like okay, and since like it was very controversial, like even though like it may have been an accident, but I'm not sure if I know that quite entirely. But like, how about we do that rematch and I say this way you should. And I was like, this is the way they should definitely should have. And this is the perfect time, I should say, to have Lexus King finally can prove to Charlie Dempsey that he can beat him without any like mishaps or like some dirty tricks, like whether it's from him or from anybody else, which I don't assume that what's the name of Lexus King was the one that was doing the dirty tricks, but. Well, let's move on to the next slide, but let me know in the comment section right down below. Who do you think is going to win this next round, like part 3 of the Heritage Cup Championship? But this is where we got Kalani Jordan coming out, like with Mike Rome, like saying that she's from Florida, which I thought she was from Michigan, which that makes it very confusing. But that's a different story for a different day. But this is where she had a match against Cora Jade, and this is where we got. Both women get started like into a crossbody. This is where Kalani Jordan throws what's her name? Cora Jade right to the right side. This is where we got Kalani Jordan going for a crossbody, but this is where she moved out of the way. Smart move from the residential NXT bad girl, mean girl. This is where we got she started ducking right into the corner ropes, like when Kalani Jordan tried to go for a clothesline and back clothesline. This is where she. As much as try to go for a roll-up, but Kalani Jordan outsmart try to go for a roll-up of their own, but they end up kicking out at 2 each times. Like, this is where you got Kalani Jordan to throw him right to the right side. This is where Kalani hit the shoulder right to the midsection of Core. This is where he try to go for the top rope. This is where he gets tripped right over, lands right into the top part of the turnbuckle, which is the metal part of the pole part. This is where she gets slammed back first, right into the middle of the canvas. This is where we got Core Jade start stomping on her. This is where we got Cora Jade like, now it's time to completely take out the trash. This is where she goes for a springboard forward and then back for a foot stomp. Try to go for a pin, but it's where we got Kalani Jordan kicking out at 2.3, was it? This is where we got Cora Jade and her right face first, right to the left. This is where fans are chanting like Cora, or was it this one half was chanting for Cora and the other half was chanting for Kalani. This one did she try to go for a wheelbarrow roll-up, which Kalani misses her by an inch by going neck first right into the ropes. Is where we got Kalani Jordan and try to send Cora right to the bottom left side. This is where this is where Cora took a page out of one of her idols' playbook. And that is the Chicago-made wrestlers playbook. And that is a Shining Wizard knee strike. This is where she tried to go for a pin after hitting such a maneuver, but Kalani was not taking 3 as an answer by kicking out at 2.4. Back to the review, I remember she hit her with a headlock, but where it ended up getting counted in the back suplex by the former women's North American champion. This is where both women were down until they eventually got back up. This is where she started kicking her right in the guts, where she tried to go for a suplex. But this is where she gets countered to a wrist lock, turned into a forearm strike by the residential Mean Girl. But this is where we got Lonnie then countered out of a kick that she was planning on doing. This is where she nearly hit her with insecurity, but this is where she ducks out of that as well. And where Kalani Jordan hit her with a couple of flying axe forearms. This is what she hit her with a face buster or a split DDT. What Vic Joseph described it. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but it ended up getting denied at 2.7, if I'm mistaken. This is where we got Kalani Jordan stomping her right to her face by grabbing her right in her hand. And I was like, funny thing about that former WWE star that had a beard that says the word yes used to do that when he turned heel in WWE. So that like a tease that we could be seeing it in money is possible. But anyway, this is where she started stomping on, and this is where she started acting more of a heel, even though it was against her arch rival that is a heel, and that is Cora Jade. But she was acting very edgy, which Booker T was loving every moment of it. And he was eating it all up. And I mean that figuratively, not literally. This is where she started hitting her left, right, left. But this is where the referees are holding us back. Anyway, then he was like, calm down. It's not worth doing all that. Like, just do it professionally. That's where Kalani Jordan did not care what the referee was saying, just repeatedly do. Even though one part, during doing it, she was getting held back. But once one on the next round, she gets poked in the eye out of nowhere, right in front of the referee's face. Cora Jade then found that as an opportunity to hit her finishing maneuver. And this is where then she gets the double underhook DDT that looks similar to Mick Foley's. And this is where she goes for the 1, 2, 3, which she successfully did so. And the winner of this match, Cora Jade. And I think this should be the year of Cora. And then maybe she should go after women's championship gold, whether it's her final probably run in NXT, or maybe even like the main roster could be better luck. Just like those that were in the company that had a chance to win the NXT women's gold, whether they never have, or whether if they had to go back to do it, it's not nothing strange for those women that never got a chance to win the championship, but yet to win women's championship gold, which has happened multiple times. But that's where we got Eddie Thorpe start chuckling like that felt so good, of attacking it. And I have plenty to say right here on this Instagram live post. He's like, you see that? You're like, yeah, you see, yeah, it's parody out here. And Israel started chuckling. I don't know what. He was like, yeah, what a good night it is at work. He's like, yeah, I set off the bait, and I did again, and Oba took it again. Somebody better call Britney Spears or not, or maybe you should call everybody else, some advice, because because he is everybody has their fair share experience of Eddie. And I want to thank you, Oba, for making this match happen. And I'm also want to thank you for doing the honors of letting me defeat you and handing over your championship. I'm like, it's one thing for thanking him for making this match happening, but when it comes to him, when it comes to Oba, but when it comes to you thinking Oba's just going to hand over his championship that he hard workfully earned, I think you got another thing coming, because you would rather throw you off the top of the building before he would give you before he would actually hand over his championship, which I would say that's not going to be happening. The only way you're going to be doing it if you're actually going to pin him with the 1, 2, 3, which obviously he have yet to done that yet. So I don't think that that's going to be happening whatsoever, at least at that point. I mean, in general, I don't think that he's the man that's going to dethrone the Nigerian ruler. Me personally speaking here. But looking at things realistically and statistically, I'll say the same in that results and into that note, in the caliber. But let me know in the comments down below who you're picking into this NXT championship match. But this is where we got This where I got like a little advertisement of Red Cross from Vic Joseph, like about them helping saving the day, like they've been saving lives in the day, like in the wildfires in Los Angeles and in other areas in California that suffered the devastating wildfire. But then WWE showed that they are partnering with Red Cross, and they would suggest everybody call the number to give their donations to, and go on like call or either like visit their website to donate, like and give whatever they can give in the digital currency. But this is where we got this is where Nathan Frazier and Axiom then tagged in, like this is where they got Josh Briggs and his partner, which I keep forgetting his name. Oh yeah, it was what's his name? What's his name? Yoch. In the very It was Yasuki in the Mura, yeah. This was like we got something to say to you. This was and like R1 did not get y'all's attention, did y'all? When Nathan Frazier and Axiom was like, "What are you talking about? We got a tag time match in the next 2 minutes." Is where we told you guys like we told. And this where it was like we're the one that took y'all out of the ring, like when that tornado attack the tag team brawls happened. This where it was like, yeah, we appreciate it. But this where Josh Briggs also let Axiom know like it also didn't get their attentions, did they? And this was like and this was like a good point. This is where then in the mirror was like, yeah, like you like after like we may have had your this where it was like, yeah, yeah, you're too busy about about OTM. This is where Josh Briggs like, yeah, that's right, because he's like, but like we may not have our intentions then, but we sure as hell have it now. Like, so I'm gonna say this to your faces right here. Like, we're the ones that got next. Like as soon as y'all successfully defend those titles, if y'all do, like we are the next challengers. This is where OTM like when we have a problem here. This is where Bronco Lima and Lucien Price is yeah, we'll see y'all in the ring to two what's it. Bronco Lima said this. This was like we have y'all in the ring next, but you got this all mistakenly wrong. Like you won't be Fraxian to have to worry about. Like, and this was like we the ones that step right them first, like day one. Like we gonna get them first, and we probably will give y'all. Well, we'll give y'all tactile opportunity. Y'all been complaining about for the last couple of weeks. Like we'll give it to you when we drag y'all in the mud. This is where he ticked off Josh Briggs' tag partner. Yasuki Inamura. Like this is where then he also went right to Lucien Price and tackles him. And this is where this is where a brawl went up and Josh Briggs joined in the front of boots. Bronco Lima in the face. This is where the star fight. This is where the security and the producers and execs were trying to break it up. Like, hey, like calm down, like not back here. And this is where then and this is where then they got everything ready for the tag team championship match with OTM and Fraxium. And yeah, this match was definitely the show stealer, even though I've been using that word a bit too much lately. But the best way to describe like what happened tonight here, which I guess this match was technically the main event, like considering this was the last match of the show. But the main, I'll say, when it comes to the segments perspectives, I guess you could say, like what was the main event was the segment, which I'm gonna get into like in just a minute. But yes, sir, man, it has something to do with a very special main roster wrestler that made its NXT return, I guess you could say, for I guess one night only, if not for a little while. But we're gonna move, but we're gonna go forward and talk about the tag team title match, like first, which it was Nathan Frazier and Axiom against OTM out the mud. For those that are unaware of what the OTM means, but this is where then we got That's where they got Nathan. I mean, no, it was Axiom actually was going right with what's his name? This is where then we got what's his name? This is where with the Axiom was trying to go for some chops or super kick, which I believe he earned him a 10 place spot on the Gunter's Envy list, even though he don't even care what he is. Like he's not the other guys in the other company. But this is where he tried to go for kicks right onto Lucien Price. But this is where he gets thrown right to the left side. This is where then he started using his sonic powers because he had to go fast. This is where he went and tagged in, what's his name? The first is where he started trying to avoid him on each right corner side into his directions. This is where then Bronco Lima nearly got, what's his name, Axiom, but this is where he eventually settled for, what's his name, to Nathan Frazier. This is where he tags in Bronco Lima. This is where then they go for a double tackle. This is where they hit the double hands to the head. Oh, yeah, this is where I've got to tell you, DIY was standing right into the platform, right into the bottom right corner. The right corner, I'll say probably the D section, like into the audience, I guess you could say, right behind the hard camera. Well, I should say right into the bottom, right side into that little platform where the wrestlers normally would like to have a good view when they would want to watch the match. If they want to sit next to the commentator, it was DIY that was there. And I totally forgot that to tell you DIY was in the backstage interview, which DIY talked about like their good memories when they were here at the Performance Center, like for NXT and stuff, and they were the tag team champions, which that was like almost a decade ago. But yeah, they were watching right into that exact same platform, like we're holding up their WWE Tag Team Championships. But this is where we got Bronco Nima that hits a very, I'll say painfully to watch and sail foot stomp right to the head of Nathan Frazier. Like when he grabbed on his arm, stand on the top rope like if he's an OTM version of the Undertaker. But this is where Nathan Frazier, like once he was in the ring with Lucien Price, where he started hitting some boots and some kicks and stuff like that. And this is where we got Bronco Nima to try to help his partner Lucien, like to take out both Nathan Frazier and Axiom and to even the odds because Nathan Frazier and Axiom was probably overdoing the wrestling math by having the advantage number. But this is where we got Axiom trying to go for a kick right to the midsection of Lucien. We grab him to his foot and he hits him with the most brutalist clothesline I've ever seen in professional wrestling. They can Axiom go 180 at least, if not the full 360 that is, of course. But yeah, this is where then Bronco Nima, Lucien Price and shot at like I sent him straight down the mud. And this is where like they showed an instant replay of this before they went right into their break, and the powerful force in all of professional wrestling and at the commercial break. But once they got off the advert, this is where they saw like them still in control. Like when Bronco Nima was tagged in, it seemed like the powerful force must be either a heel kind of force, or maybe even like a fan of the OTM, because they were still in offense until we got what's the name, Bronco Nima to throw Axiom right to his corner. This is where we got Axiom in an elbow right to Lucien. This is where he tried to go over the table, but Lucien Price is where you get for a wheelbarrow DBT. This is where we got Bronco Nima to try to get back in the ring, but he's getting hit with an insecurity face, like to hold up his face, because I believe he still have a broken nose, was it? Right, which that explains why I'm sorry that I didn't point it out in the first place. But yeah, Nathan Frazier then went up right up on probably the upper right corner side, if not the. Yeah, he tried to go for the Phoenix Splash, like his wrestling former wrestling teacher used to do. But this is where he gets hit with a stopways, what they call Uranagi slam. It's where he tags in Bronco Nima back in the ring. Yeah. This is where they hit the double team maneuver. This is where they get. This is where we got Lucien, Bronco Nima trying to go for a pin, but he gets hit with a middle drop kick by Axe. This is where then we got. What's his name? what's his name? Bronco Nima tags in Lucien Price. This where they try to go for a double team pop-up maneuver. But that's where they end up getting each like one at a time though. Like the Pele kick right into the head out of a reversal. This is where we got Nathan Frazier that went right into his corner in the upper right side. This is where then he got Bronco Nima try to attack, but this is where he gets kicked right to the face. I can attack to Nathan Frazier. I know Nathan Frazier tagging Axiom. This is where he holds Lucien Price up. This is where he hits him with a missile drop kick now.